Hi everybody. Today is February 10th. Not that that matters in the drawing world, but just so we have an understanding. I'm going to re-show what I did today, and this is how you do it. In case, for whatever reason, if you had a doctor appointment, I know some people said they had a dentist appointment, so here it is. All right. Right now, we got this girl. She's floating in space. She is responsibly reading by herself, which is a positive. All right. We want to create her and put her in an environment. All you need today is a ruler. Notice there's no numbers on it. I am going to show you how to make letters with the orange colored pencil and a red marker and a pencil and an eraser. So let's go. Okay. We have to create the illusion that she has space, element of art, space. Okay? To create this sidewalk, I don't know about you, but when I was little, we used to skip and we'd say, step on a crack, break your mother's back. We never wanted to break on our mother's back, so we never stepped on the cracks in the pavement. Okay? We're looking at those pavement today, and in this first, actually it's like the second line I made, it is the equivalent of one thick pencil. Okay, and then it doubles to two pencils in between the two cracks, and then guess, 2 plus 2 is, yes, that's right, 4 pencils. Okay, and then the next one would be 8 pencils. All right, but let's just get these are the most important. Let's do this. First of all, before we even do that, right, we need a horizon line. Now, if you see on the screen, horizon line and horizontal line, they're the same word, except tull is at the end of the left to right word, okay, which is also horizon line. All right, so we need to make a line going across. Now, how did I come up with the line right here? Well, remember we learned about rule of thirds, and you imagined the tic-tac-toe board. We're not drawing it, okay? I turned my paper over. We want to make the line right about there, okay? That first line. And so just sort of wing it. There's no stress. You want to make sure you're above the middle. Here is the middle. And so one finger above the middle. I lay my ruler down. And actually, I'm going to lower it a little bit. Let's see. Let's just put it right on top of her head. Okay? So hopefully yours is about in the same spot. I'm just going to line my ruler up with the left side of my paper. My paper is going to be lined up with my desk, the side of my desk, and hopefully I've got the light, which might be showing a little crooked. All right, and so you want to make sure it is straight. For some, I feel like I'm dealing with faulty merchandise. I feel like this ruler is not straight, but there, it's straight now. Okay. Next, we're going to create that sidewalk. We're sitting around the sidewalk. I don't want to do it smack dab in the middle. Here's smack dab in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to put my finger there, and I'm going to put a dot. Okay, this is called the vanishing point. So if you Google, you can find out all about how to make a city with a vanishing point, any sky using vanishing point. You can learn about clouds. I just found a video on clouds. But this is our vanishing point. Everything vanishes. All right? And now we're just making, look friends, it's that same shape that we have done so many times. Right here, the hockey stick shape or whatever. We want to make sure she's sitting on the sidewalk correctly. Okay, so her elbow's got to be on the sidewalk. And I'm going to just make sure, I'm going to go 4 fingers. All right, my number 1 finger is on the edge. I'm just going to put a dot right here at my 4th finger. So I know she's on the sidewalk. All right, or the person. You can make it a boy. Just take that long ponytail off. All right, and I lined up my ruler, and I lightly, always do it lightly, made that line. Okay, now I have to make the other side of the sidewalk. So here we go. We want to make sure her bottom is sitting on the sidewalk. She don't want to get wet in the grass, you know. So I am just going to start it, put the ruler at the dot, and then we still want to have enough space to do stuff over here. So don't be putting it way up here. Put it sort of down so it's behind her. Okay, down so it's behind her. So there it is. Okay, looks like a triangle, a letter V, a diagonal falling V. All right, next, horizontal. Horizontal, what does that mean? It means left to right. Okay, people mess this up, the cracks on the pavement, because they don't go left to right. Here we go, friends. So let's go back to that dot, and let's just get one in there. Here, you can't even see it. Now we're going to drop it down, make another one. Okay, now let's go ahead, just put our pencil. All right, and we're measuring the width of our pencil. Okay. Okay, now we have to do two pencils. Okay, and make sure I like to line up the ruler over here and make sure that the line is straight across. They're not diagonal, they're going straight across. Okay, so we just made two pencils, so 2 plus 2 is 4. So now we got to add 4 pencils. Notice I'm just guessing. Okay, there I go. All right, and really, if you want to be done, that's fine. You really got that feeling of space there. But if you're like, no, Miss Kay, I have to make sure there's 8 pencil lengths. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8. So technically, that next crack is right here. So if you want to put that in there, you go right ahead. Okay. All right. Next step, we want to make her look like she's having an idea. This whole thing is about positive ideas. All right. How do you make the cloud? Here's how you make the cloud. Go right above her head. Make a tiny oval. Go up a little bit more. All right. And now we're going to make a bigger smile. And before we draw anything, let's go ahead and get that light bulb in. Okay, she's having an idea. So I'm going to trace my regular old, you guys know what a marker size looks like. If not, find a circle that's about this size. Okay, and this is our light bulb. I'm thinking of the light bulb in my bathroom. It's sort of really round. All right. Underneath, I'm going to put just a dot so I know where the middle is. Then I'm going to draw a tiny smile, another tiny smile, and a U. A U. Okay? There is our light bulb. She's having a thought. Without drawing, I have a thought. Now you can write, I have a dream. You could even make this a bigger little cloud and like say a little more, like maybe a sentence of something that's your dream. All right. So let's go ahead and let's finish this light bulb. Okay. So we just got to make a backward C on the right, another backward C, and just connect that. Let's do it again. Forward C on the left. Forward C. All right. So there's our light bulb. Let's go ahead and erase on each side of it. And we're going to make like this cloud shape. Okay. We already did the bottom. Now let's just sort of overlap and go U or rainbow shape. We really use rainbow shapes a lot. And then we're just going to make this other shape here. Rainbow, rainbow, and then let's just put one behind it. All right. Erase all the little extras. And I mean, you can like thicken it up. If you've seen a cool looking bubble cloud, you can do that, but we're just going to leave that white. All right. Now we're going to create her home by the city. Okay. The city is Detroit. That's where we're all living. And I drive every morning and see the skyline. Okay. I see the GM buildings and sometimes they're red. So I know what this looks like. But before I do that, I got to draw the house in front of it. And the house, really, friends, is just really easy. So grab your ruler. And about 3 fingers from the right, we'll put a dot there. Okay. And I'm going to make a number 1. About as big as half my finger. And going over it's good when you go over the horizon line. It just gives it more it's more interesting. Now, before I do the bottom of my building, I'm going to line it up in perspective. Okay, so I go to my dot, my vanishing dot. Sorry, let me go to my vanishing dot again. And I am just going to go to the bottom of my house and make the bottom of the house. Okay, looks a little funky, but it actually is in perspective. Then we're going to just go ahead and think vertical. Vertical line is a number 1. It's up and down. Okay, we're going to make the door. Let's go ahead and make our door. So just go to about the middle, a little to the left. Make a number 1. All right. Now scoot over. Make an 11. Do it again. All right. Let's go ahead and make the top, which pretty much is straight across. But let's just make sure. And I line it up. But again, friends, it's straight across. And then we want to create these thoughts, Michigan's bright future. We're trying to win. So open doors. Doors are opening for you. You've heard that before, right? So we want to, if you want your door open from the right side, you would create the trapezoid over there. If you want it on the left side, you just go from that left dot of the door and then go that way, diagonal from the middle, and then just make a number 1. And put your doorknob there. Now, I sort of don't want you to put it dark. I know it artistically looks cool, and if you want to do that, that's fine. But we want to create the illusion that it's positive, and sort of dark sometimes means evil. We want to make it look like we like your house. So I'm just going to draw the carpet line and then the wall line. If you want to draw a little house, like a wall, a picture frame, a door, maybe another room door. Okay, and then you could draw that. All right, so just draw something in there so it looks like, you know, it's a happy house. Let's put a roof on. Okay, so I'm not going to go straight to the corner. I'm going to go a little over, and then I'm just going to do that twice, shade that in. And easy peasy, that's like our house. Okay, just showing part of the house. Behind it, though, we want to create the illusion that we are living in the city. So I am going to draw buildings that are familiar with Detroit, I'm going to draw the GM buildings. So here we go. It looks like an N-I-N. If you guys know Nine Inch Nails, that's what I think of, but you might not know Nine Inch Nails, the band. Okay, it's a number 11. And then a frowny curved line. All right, a tall skinny line. 11. Frowny curved line. Come down here, and they're pretty little, aren't they? Same thing as this one. It looks like a soup can. Frowny curved line at the top. Now, if you want to remind yourself, these are the GM buildings. They have lights that are on. So I just drew a frowny curved line in the lights. All right. And now let's just go ahead and make some random buildings. So here we go. I'm going up past the house. Actually, no. Let's not do that. Get halfway to the house. Over. Up. Jump up over the roof. Over. Down. And then come over here and just go straight off. All right? So it looks like there's and you can have fun and draw your little windows in there. Okay? So this is far away, and it just gives the illusion that you're living in the city without having to do much stuff. Okay, now we have to draw the words. All right? We're going to draw the words as if we are in kindergarten and we are writing Michigan's bright future on a piece of paper. Okay? Here we go. The bottom of the first row of letters sits on our horizon line. So we already have the first one. Take your ruler and set it on top of the horizon line. And just lightly, because this is going to be erased, go to about the light bulb and then stop. Our G is going to come down, and we don't want it to interrupt our H. So we need to leave a little space. So leave a little space. And then just draw a horizontal line, my bad. And so we got our space. Here's the first for Michigan. This is for bright. Just go to the sidewalk and stop. Leave a little space. Okay. And then we're just going to use that top line to write future. Now if you want to, make the middle. Put a dot in the middle, a dot in the middle, a dot in the middle. All right. And then just use your ruler or straight edge to make it look like a piece of paper. Because if you're in school, you're using a piece of paper. And we want you to look like you're in school. Because that means you're a good student. And that's who's participating in this. All right, now notice I'm not being too perfect. If you've ever seen these papers, sometimes these lines aren't perfect. Okay? All right, so there is our notebook sheet of paper recreation. And now we are going to write in our neatest writing with a lot of space, Michigan's. Here we go. Leave a little space over and start writing an M, number 1. Nice and easy. Take your time. All right, leave a little space, about that much space. Put an I. Leave the same amount of space. The back of the C goes there. Leave a little space. Make the big H. All right. Now, if you're like, ooh, that's too much space, Miss K, don't forget we're bubbling the letters. All right. Leave a little space. I. The G is going to look like a C, so my muscle memory, I'm just going to trace over that, jump over here. I also want to say again, draw these letters lightly because they are going to be erased in the end. The letters I'm doing now will be erased. I'll show you how in a second. All right, so there's Michigan's. Drop down, we're going to write bright underneath it. B. R, and you can sort of keep underneath the letters you just did. G,
okay, here we go. Aaliyah, I might need,
H.
Ravion or Alea, I might need to brush
Now,
with you
if you want to
as I
trace your
do that.
H, so you've got the same thing, your muscle memory will remember that. And look at all the space, friends. So I still got some space, all right? Take your time. I just know I got to get to my next class, so I'm trying to go a little faster. I do apologize. I got 2 minutes, and this video will be over in 2 minutes. I will just stop by saying you will make a racetrack around every letter now. So notice just this little amount of space. I'm going to zoom around. All right. Zoom around. Even if it goes off the paper, it is fine. When I mean off the paper, I mean below this line. All right. We just want to make sure. And even though it looks like you're done, still go and make that top line. Okay. You want to make it a block letter, so make them pointy. Okay. And then, like I said, for every letter, we're going to erase the middle. All right. And then we are going to color it orange. Okay. I'm coloring it orange to give it some extra bling. All right. I'm almost done, friends. I just got to get this done. And then you'll be able to see. And then I'm going to outline very carefully. All right. And that is what we are going to do. Okay. And if maybe you just want to leave it like that. Maybe you want to color it in. But that is how far we got today. I hope you have fun. Enjoy. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.